right, guys. Nice to see you again. I wanted to tell you a little story. I asked my husband the other day why he has 3 pairs of glasses, and he responded with one is for driving, the second is for reading, and the third is for looking for the other 2. So if you knew my husband, it totally makes sense. All right, let's go ahead and talk about today's notes. We're talking about the slope-intercept form of a linear function. Okay, so given a linear function, we talked a little bit about this earlier. This is a certain kind of function with a constant rate of change, and it makes a straight line. F of x can be expressed in an equation in the form of f of x, which is also equal to y, is equal to mx plus b. Remember that m is the average rate of change, which is slope. Slope is the change of y over the change of x, and b is the y-intercept of the line. Okay, and so we'll be using this equation a lot for writing equations when given a line, and also for graphing when you're given this. We'll use this for our quick graphing method. But anyway, we're going to spend some time on today's notes just getting a little bit more familiar with it. So we'll go ahead and start with slope. So slope, we're going to just identify these. Slope is 2/3. My y-intercept is -4. For part C, slope is 3. My y-intercept is -2. For part B, my slope is -1. My y-intercept is 3. D happens to be a repeat, so we're going to cross this one out, and we'll go ahead and write above it, write y equals -5/2 x plus 10. So the slope for this one is -5/2, and my y-intercept is 10. Okay, so I just want to make sure that you're comfortable with identifying this. So the next part, write an equation for the line described. So I'm telling you it has a y-intercept of 0,5 and a slope of 2. So to write this into an equation, it'll be y equals 2x plus 5. Okay, and that's it. Let's go ahead and we'll save B for next time I see you in class. If you want to work ahead and get that one done, that's totally fine. All right, the next thing that we're going to do, and this is kind of the key thing, is rearranging. Okay, and we'll do a lot with rearranging our equations. We're going to rearrange, and so it looks like y equals mx plus b. We're going to also identify the slope and the y-intercept on these. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start with letter A. Letter A, to solve for y, is we're going to use that 2-step strategy to get there. So we're going to start by adding 3x to the other side. Okay, so again, our goal is to get y by itself. So we have 3y is equal to 3x plus 15. And then our last step to get y by itself is divide by 3, and I will divide by 3 on the other side. I have a y equals, so, you know, I drew that one long line dividing it by 3. If you remember distributive over division, okay, that is also equal to 3x divided by 3 and 15 divided by 3. So 3x divided by 3 is 1x. 15 divided by 3 is 5. And so you can draw it as 2 fractions getting divided by 3, or how I did it initially with 1 fraction getting divided by 3. All right, so this is my equation. My slope is the number in front of x, which is 1. My y-intercept, we're going to write this as an ordered pair, 0, 5. For part B, I'm going to try this again. 2-step strategy. To get y by itself, I'm going to start by subtracting 5x from both sides. So I get 2y is equal to -5x minus 8. The last step, divide both sides by 2. I have y is equal to -5/2 x. So we'll go ahead and leave that as an improper fraction. -8 divided by 2 is -4. Okay, this is it. We have it in slope-intercept form. We're going to identify the slope as -5/2. My y-intercept is 0, -4. Again, remember to take the sign in front of your numbers. Okay, let's go ahead and do C. Again, trying to get y by itself, so we subtract x from both sides. I have negative 3y is equal to negative x plus 6. We'll divide by negative 3. Y is equal to, well, negative divided by negative is a positive. There's a 1 in front of that x, so it is 1/3 x minus 2. 6 divided by negative 3 is negative 2. Okay, so slope is 1/3. My y-intercept is 0, negative 2. Okay, we'll do D next time I see you. Let's go ahead and do E. E is just a little bit different. I'm going to start by distributing, okay, to get y by itself. So I'm going to recopy y minus 5. When I distribute, I get negative 3x plus 3. Okay. Then to keep getting y by itself, I'm going to add 5 to both sides. Y is equal to negative 3x plus 8. And slope is negative 3. My y-intercept, again, writing it as an ordered pair, is 0, 8. All right. F, we will do next time I see you in class. Okay? Let's go ahead and flip it over. So this is going to be more rearranging each of the following into y equals mx plus b form, and this time just identifying the y-intercept. What I want you to notice on part A is it does tell you the slope is 2, and it passes through 3, 3. This is not the y-intercept. This is just an ordered pair. Now, in our slope-intercept form equation, notice how there is an x and a y, okay? And the m represents slope. So to solve for b, we're going to take our ordered pair, put it in for x and y. We'll put slope in for m, and then again solve for b. So what this is going to look like for this first one, remember ordered pairs x, y. I'm going to put 3 in for y equal to 2 for slope, 3 for x plus b. Okay, so again, all I did is I used this equation and made substitutions from the information given. From here, all I'm going to do is solve for b. So 2 times 3 is 6. Subtract 6 from both sides. B is now equal to negative 3. Now that I know what B is, and I know my slope, I can put this into slope-intercept form. So it's going to be y equals 2x minus 3 from right here. And so it's asking to also identify the y-intercept. So the y-intercept as an ordered pair is 0, negative 3. Okay, let's try this again for B. For B, same thing. I know my slope, I know an x and a y coordinate. Okay, I'm going to substitute this information into the equation. So y is 2 equal to slope is negative 3, x is negative 1 plus b. So I have 2 is equal to 3 plus b. Subtract 3 from both sides. I get negative 1 is equal to b. I have y equals, now I'm just putting it into the equation, my slope is negative 3, x, my b is negative 1. My y-intercept is 0, negative 1. We'll do C and D next time I see you in class. Okay? Let's go ahead and find the equation of the line that passes through each of these ordered pairs. So this now builds off of what we did on a previous notes and the stuff up top. Okay? So for part A, the first thing that we have to do is we have to find slope. We don't know what m is equal to. Okay? So we're going to use that formula of y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 to find slope. So I'll start with what m equals. So it goes x, y, x, y. I'll call this my second ordered pair. So it will be 17 minus 5, then 5 minus 2. So again, if I choose 17 to come first, its corresponding x value also has to come first, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and simplify this fraction. So 17 minus 5 is 12. 5 minus 2 is 3, and this simplifies to 4. So now I know my slope. Now we're going to do the same thing that we did up top, where I know an ordered pair, I know my slope, we solve for b. So again, y equals mx plus b. Y, I'll just pick 5. It really doesn't matter which ordered pair you choose. Just pick one. My slope we just solved for is 4. My x value is 2. Again, pick corresponding. So if I pick 5, I have to pick 2. Then plus b. Okay, so that's all I did was made my substitutions. Now I'm going to solve. 5 equals 8 plus b. Subtract 8 from both sides. I have negative 3 equals b. Now I have all the information to put this into slope-intercept form. So it'll be y equals, we solve for slope is 4, x, my b is negative 3. Okay. So it's not too bad, it's just a lot of steps and a lot of steps to remember. So let's go ahead and practice b right now. So for b, same thing, I have two ordered pairs. Ordered pairs are x, y, x, y. I remember my slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And I'm going to make my substitutions and solve for slope. Again, it doesn't matter which ordered pair you start with, but if I start with 3, then for my x ordered pairs, I have to start with 2 minus negative 2. And then I'll go ahead and keep simplifying. So 3 minus 5 is negative 2. 2 minus negative 2 is positive 4. This simplifies to negative 1/2. Okay? Now I'm going to do the same thing that I did right over here, where I'll make my substitutions into y equals mx plus b form. So my y, again, it doesn't matter which ordered pair you pick. I'll go ahead and start with the first one. Y is 5. My slope is negative 1/2. My corresponding x is negative 2 plus b. We're solving for b. Negative 1/2 times negative 2 is a positive 1. Subtract 1 from both sides. I have 4 is equal to b. Now to write this in slope-intercept form, we have y equals my slope, which is negative 1/2, x, and then b is a positive 4. Okay? And that's it. Okay? We'll do c and d next time in class. If you want to work ahead and try that on your own, that's fine. Okay, that's it for these notes. I'll see you guys next time.